Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're used to financial advice that just constantly nags you about what not to buy, well, you're going to be a little surprised today. We are going totally rogue. Today, we're breaking down exactly what you actually should buy the second you get some spare money. We're talking about strategic upgrades that actively compound your wealth and, honestly, your whole life.
Because here's the question, right? What is the very first thing you should buy? Usually, traditional financial advice is all about hoarding cash and just avoiding purchases at all costs. But once you've got a solid foundation, maybe a 3-fund portfolio or a good index fund strategy, and you actually have some money you can afford to risk, it is time to completely flip your mindset. Today, we are going to explore how strategically upgrading your assets, your tools, and even your lifestyle actually supercharges your wealth building.
To make this super clear, we've organized these upgrades into what we're calling a wealth flywheel. 1. The upgrade mindset. 2. Level up your mind. 3. Buy back your time. 4. Build the money machine. 5. Optimize health and life. And 6. Experiences over things.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the upgrade mindset, alternative investments.
So, when you start making a bit of extra money, you gotta look beyond just numbers jumping around on a screen. You start looking at tangible items that hold or even increase in value. Things like certain watches, fine wine, art, or maybe classic cars. Case in point, a literal 1,000% return. There's this brilliant personal anecdote from the source about buying and selling cars for extra cash. They picked up a classic Ford Fiesta XR2 for around £1,750 and flipped it pretty quick for a small profit at £2,700. Not bad, right? But if they had just held on to that real physical asset until today, its value has shot up so much that it would have yielded a massive 1,000% return. It's wild. Upgrading to alternative investments means holding real stuff you can actually live with and enjoy while it appreciates.
Moving right along to Section 2, Level Up Your Mind, the ultimate high ROI upgrade.
Look, the traditional education system simply was not built to make you wealthy, period. They'll gladly teach you trigonometry, but not a single thing about how money actually works or how to build something of your own. So you have to upgrade your teachers. Remember this, the people you learn from literally set the ceiling on what you can achieve. Finding a mentor substantially increases your earning potential. The source shares a great story about meeting a businessman named Dave at a local flying club. Dave wasn't a school teacher, but he completely unlocked the world of side hustles and high-income skills. And the data fully backs this up. Researchers track thousands of kids for decades, and the ones with mentors, they consistently go on to earn substantially more money. And the absolute best part is, today, upgrading your mentors is completely free through platforms like YouTube and podcasts.
Another wildly cheap way to level up your mind is through books. Literally, for the price of a fancy coffee, you can absorb decades of a successful person's life in just a couple hundred pages. The source drops 4 absolute must-reads to upgrade your mindset. You've got The Millionaire Fastlane to break you out of those traditional financial traps, The E-Myth Revisited to learn how to build a business that actually runs without you, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing for simple, hands-off wealth growth, and How to Win Friends and Influence People, because at the end of the day, every open door comes down to relationships. If you've been waiting for a sign to start upgrading your knowledge, picking up one of these is definitely it.
All right, Section 3, Buy Back Your Time, the Math of Outsourcing.
Did you know the average person spends between 4 and 5 hours every single week just cleaning their house? That adds up to 234 hours every single year. Just imagine if you had an extra 29 working days to put toward your business or your side hustle. To fix this massive bottleneck, you have to calculate your effective hourly rate. It's super simple math. Take your annual income, let's say it's $80,000, and divide it by the hours you work in a year, which is roughly 2,000. Boom. That gives you an effective hourly rate of $40 per hour. So the golden rule is immediate. The exact moment you can pay someone less than your hourly rate to take a chore off your hands, whether that's cleaning, cooking, or gardening, you should seriously consider paying them and buying your time back.
And what do you do with all those bought-back hours? Well, you reinvest them right back into learning a high-income skill. A high-income skill is a specialized ability that relies on digital leverage instead of physical labor. Think copywriting, building website funnels, or using AI to create automations. Like, if you can use AI to build a high-converting website that helps a business pull in an extra $20,000 a month, they will happily pay you $2,000 to $3,000 a month for your service. You're effectively multiplying your own hourly rate.
That brings us to Section 4, Build the Money Machine. Reinvesting in your business.
I want you to picture your side hustle as a literal money-making machine just sitting right there on your desk. Eventually, you'd take its cash and upgrade the machine itself, right? Making it bigger, faster, and way more efficient so it prints more money. The source illustrates this perfectly with a story about a son's videography business. He saved up, bought a basic camera, but pretty soon his skills totally outgrew the equipment. He really hesitated to spend the cash to upgrade, seeing it as this massive expense. But here's the thing, a better camera isn't a cost. It's a strategic investment into that money-making machine. Upgrading his gear instantly attracted better clients, increased his efficiency, let him make back the investment multiple times over, and it even acted as a tax write-off. So you always got to ask yourself, what tools can I upgrade today to grow my efficiency over the long haul?
Now, as that machine grows, your financial complexity grows right along with it. You never want to be a big fish in a small pond when it comes to your accountant. But if premium accountants are just too expensive right now, you absolutely must upgrade your financial tracking systems yourself. The source recommends tapping into free, all-in-one software like Odoo to manage your accounts. By using software to connect your bank account, automate your invoices, track those annoying late payers, and generate instant balance sheets, you keep your finger firmly on the pulse of your finances. Honestly, this is arguably the most important operational upgrade for any growing business.
Okay, Section 5. Optimize your health and life, the hidden wealth factors.
So, pivoting away from standard business advice for a minute, we have to look at the hidden, personal upgrades that directly dictate your wealth. Because if the machine is the business, you are the engine running it. And it turns out the partner you choose is one of the single biggest factors in your wealth. A lot of people love to separate romance from finance, but the source shares this awesome story of a broke 25-year-old entrepreneur. He straight up told his new girlfriend that achieving his goals would require some really harsh sacrifices. Instead of running for the hills, she backed him every single step of the way, and upgrading that relationship to marriage was his best investment. And the data completely backs this up. On average, married people end up with 77% more wealth per person than those who stay single, and their net worth climbs by roughly 16% for every year they stay married. A supportive partner is an absolute financial asset.
Next up is something that might sound kind of mundane, but it is incredibly vital, your physical workspace. I mean, we spend most of our modern working lives sitting down, right? Shelling out for a premium, comfortable, ergonomic chair isn't some fancy luxury. It is basic protection for your health. If your back gives out, your ability to run your business long-term is completely derailed. You have to treat a high-quality chair as a non-negotiable investment in your physical longevity. And speaking of physical longevity, we got to talk about rest. Studies show that not getting enough sleep ruins your decision-making ability to the exact same extent as being legally drunk. No joke. The source shares this super harrowing personal story of operating on extreme exhaustion for years. It culminated in slipping down a familiar set of stairs, cracking 3 ribs, and missing a kidney by literal millimeters. That is a brutal wake-up call. Hustling hard is great, but neglecting sleep will literally break you. Upgrading your rest, perhaps by investing in a fitness wearable like a Whoop to track your recovery and your strain, is a crucial upgrade for any serious entrepreneur.
And finally, Section 6, experiences over things, the true purpose of money.
Because really, what is the point of building this whole wealth flywheel and making all this money if you don't actually enjoy it? Just hoarding cash completely defeats the purpose. But how you spend that money matters immensely to your long-term happiness. Think about it. Every time you spend money, you go through 3 distinct emotional phases. First, there's the anticipation phase, in the days or weeks before. Second is 0 hour, the actual moment you get the item or live the event. And third, looking back years later, is the aftertaste phase.
And this brilliantly illustrates why upgrading to experiences gives you a vastly higher emotional ROI than physical things. Say you buy an expensive new phone or a pair of designer trainers. The anticipation is often just you being frustrated waiting for delivery. The moment itself is fun, sure, but the aftertaste? Terribly low. The buzz wears off in weeks and the object literally just sits there getting outdated. But buying an experience, like a dream vacation or concert tickets with your best friends, the anticipation is half the fun. The moment is incredible, and the aftertaste is incredibly high, because those memories last a lifetime and actually shape who you are.
The source grounds this beautifully with an incredible anecdote about spending money to create totally unique moments. They talk about eating spaghetti bolognese cooked by Richard Branson at his house, followed by deep conversations about business. I mean, wow, those are the kinds of experiences that give you a fuller, richer existence. They leave you with amazing stories to tell your grandkids. You're definitely not getting that from a designer handbag.
So to wrap up this explainer, maximizing your wealth isn't just a matter of playing defense and hoarding your cash. It is about treating your life and your business like a powerful machine that requires constant, strategic reinvestment. You have to actively upgrade your mind by seeking out mentors and books. You have to buy back your time by ruthlessly outsourcing the lower-tier tasks. You must upgrade your tools and your accounting software so your business can actually scale. You need to protect the engine by investing in your health and your spouse. And finally, you absolutely have to upgrade your soul by spending your money on lifelong experiences rather than fleeting physical items.
So, having explored this entire wealth flywheel together and knowing exactly how each of these components directly multiplies your success, I'll leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on. Take a hard look at your own life right now. Which part of your money-making machine are you going to upgrade first today?